And let's move along now and talk to our next caller, Lisa Dempster. You're on the air, Ms. Dempster.
Hi, good morning, Bill. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you very much. And you're the Liberal candidate for Cartwright Lancashire?
I am, absolutely, Bill. And you and I spoke briefly last week, and when you're out and about in the communities, it's hard to get to the phone and get your 4 minutes in. So I'll not lose time.
No, go right ahead.
Picking up on a couple of points. One, it's Volunteer Week, and you've had a number of calls, and I heard you mention earlier this morning the word appreciation, and I want to say, Bill, I think appreciation makes people feel more important than almost anything you can give them. I'm sure you would agree with that.
I think so.
And I read a quote somewhere that said volunteers don't get paid, not because they're worthless, but because they're priceless. And there's nowhere that bodes more true than in the district of Cartwright Lancashire. Small communities, as we experience more and more cuts to services, Bill, you've got people stepping up to write the proposals, volunteering their time, from the municipal level, the recreation committees, the school councils. So I just want to throw a big bouquet to those people, and not just the people who give their time on the committees, Bill, but equally important, those quiet, unassuming people in their kitchens, always willing to make that pot of soup and that pot of chili, and we need all of that together. And I'm going to segue in and talk about health for a couple of minutes, because more and more in our small communities, we're seeing people fundraise so that our seniors, especially who live on a fixed income, are able to get out and get to that vital appointment. And that's sad, but our small communities will do that. And as I am moving about in the communities right now while we're waiting for the election to be called, the number one issue, Bill, that I'm hearing is about health and the cost of traveling out to health and the difficulty of getting out because of our transportation issues, even if you have the money.
Lisa, you took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say, trying to get to a hospital in Labrador from an outlying community, I mean, you really do need a lot of volunteer effort and a lot of charitable impulses by people to people are not going bankrupt just simply trying to access medical health. Wouldn't that be right?
Absolutely, Bill. I want to say the Medical Transportation Assistance Program did come into effect back in 98 under the Liberal government, and that was to assist residents, as you would know, who incur substantial cost when traveling to access health services. But we still have a long way to go to bump that up to where it needs to be. And I want to quickly give you a story that a guy told me in St. Louis a couple of days ago. 20 minutes to see a doctor in Corner Brook. He was on the road 5 to 6 days. He traveled 2,300 kilometers because he went back to St. Anthony, back to Goose, back out on the coast. $1,500, 2,300 kilometers, and 20 minutes to see a doctor in Corner Brook and a week away from home. So that's some of what we're dealing with. Also, physiotherapy, Bill. Physiotherapy, to see a therapist, you don't need a lot of equipment. We've got people on the coast driving to Blanc-Sablon out of province in Quebec to see a physiotherapist. The road is so atrocious. By the time they get back, family members have said to me, I can look at them and I can see the pain in their face because the one step forward is 10 steps back. Why can't we have a traveling physiotherapist coming along the coast?
Right, good. Well, you're raising some vital issues for sure.
The other thing that I'm hearing a lot is seniors. Seniors want to stay in their own region as long as they can, and they deserve to live in dignity. And when they're no longer able to live independently, we need to be looking at putting infrastructure right into the very region, Bill, more than what we've got right now, because then their family members are able to come in and able to help out with them in the whole process.
Well, thank you very much for calling, Lisa. You've certainly given us a lot in your 4 minutes, and I'm looking forward to talking to you when the election is actually called, because you've really got a head of steam built up already. You must be dying for the writ to be dropped, are you?
Well, I can tell you that I'm not lying down home waiting. We're getting organized into communities, and support is mounting. There's a groundswell, and things are moving where they need to be. The winds of change are blowing, I can tell you that.
All right. Well, Lisa, great talking to you. Good luck in your campaign, even though it's not really started yet. Any word, by the way, briefly, any word on when the election is going to be called? Probably not, eh?
No, there's a lot of speculation, Bill, and the Premier does have 60 days from when Yvonne resigns, but we could probably not call it until June. But in the meantime, meantime, we're getting organized, and we were out first from the gate, and we want to keep it that way through to the finish.
Well, thanks for calling, Lisa Dempster. Nice to talk to you.
You have a good day, Bill.
Good luck in your campaign.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. And Lisa Dempster is the candidate for the Liberal Party in Cartwright Lanza-Clare, trying to fill by Yvonne Jones. That election should be called now pretty soon, I would hope, so that people can get going on it. We'll be right back.